Yo, so what's up, man?
What's going on, fam?
Nah, not much, man. You
I
know
hear you.
me? Yeah,
I
man.
hear you. I hear you.
Things a movie. Yeah. Man, we'll see what we'll wait a couple minutes, man, see if we hop on here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. What's going on over there, man?
Man, same old, dude. Ain't nothing changed over here. Trying to get past this damn virus.
Man.
That's about it. Ain't nothing much you can do out here. I just be on the internet trying to cop these sneakers. That's it. Trying to make this money.
Man, I hear you on that one, man.
How the job going?
No, it's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They ain't acting like weirdos in there.
That's always, man.
Yeah.
These people wilding, man. So you already know, man. I mean, biggest thing in there, they got to wear the face mask. A lot of people wear the face mask. So you know what I mean, you got to kick them out or whatever because it's
mandatory.
Yeah, man. Ain't mandatory, man.
Over here, they still letting people walk in there without a mask on.
So they still let people do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing is. I mean, like we went to Grand Lux today, man. Hey, they brunch, man. You know what I mean? I be killing their brunch. We went over there today. Yeah, we went over there today. You got to wear a face mask to get in, and when you get to your table, you know you can take it off because you got to eat.
Off.
But
yeah.
Savaz, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, man? It's good with you.
Nah, not much, man.
Yo, what's up, man?
What's on, nigga?
Hey. Take it this guy.
Yeah,
man, let me
Hey, in the morning, I seen Siobhan. She said she's gonna try to hop on the jump, but I don't know if she fell asleep or not.
Oh, you in her house?
Yeah, cause I had to drop off what's her name gift for her, Bree's daughter. So she's gonna try to hop on, so we see.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm trying to get in my freaking trading view. Oh my God, what is this thing doing? So Savaz, you did the oh my God. You did the live account thing, right?
Yeah. I did that update for MetaTrader 5.
What happened?
Today too.
Where were you at?
The update.
Yeah. Trying to see the What's going on with this shit? This is not even a freaking thing. What do you stop? Stop. I'm trying to do my thing. What are you doing? No, you're not. No, you're not. No. Go, grab a seat then. Grab a seat. Well, hey, maybe we slide that over. Nah, it's all right. Dang, it's freaking. Oh, what's going on with this crap, man?
Are you acting up?
Man. Yeah, it's like trying to get me to do a freaking password and I already got an account. Okay, what's up? Let me try it again. Let me try to empty out this thing. You know what I'm saying? The haters don't want to see me shine. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Why is this thing doing this, man? Are you serious? Oh, there it is. They done switch this whole thing up, man. We back in the game. Haters can't hold me down.
Hey.
That's really good.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Dude, you say you also the call, you take the trade.
No sense of it again. Word on the block. Hey, word on the block. I want to hear. Hey, I want to hear what you got to say about the sales today and the buys.
This dude.
He can't hear.
Hey, you can see the screen, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna do sales on this one, and the next one we'll do talk about the buys. So let me go to this thing and make sure it's recorded. Yep. Let me clear these out. Let me clear these alerts. You know what I'm trying to mess up my flow. So yeah, so basically, we're gonna look at sales only. So this, I'm gonna definitely post these on there, but on the YouTube. But this is only gonna be basically what I kind of looked at in order to take sales, which will give you like confirmation to take sales, right? So this is the we're gonna start on the 5-hour chart, just so you guys can kind of see it, and I'm gonna just kind of give you the basic breakdown. I'm gonna take these off, the EMAs off, because you guys don't really have to look at that for this one. All right. So basically, this is the thing, right? So this is the, let me go to the 12 hours though. So the first thing you're gonna want to do when you're looking for sales or buys, you're gonna try to find the trend. So we got our levels. We know the 000, the 500, the 790, whatever. This is a 12-hour chart that we're currently on right here. And when you look at this trend line, this is from March 18th, right? So for a trend line to be valid, it has to have two touches. So when you draw a line from here to here, that's a touch. So that's two touches. That makes that trend line valid. So on May 17th, you got basically a validation of the trend line. So when price comes back down to the trend line, you're gonna look for a reaction at the trend line, either for it to break it and to continue dropping, or to retest it and push up. Either way, right? So so that's the trend, right? So from March 18th, we're basically in the uptrend. We started at basically an uptrend because on May 18th you had a low here, then you had a higher low, and the trend continued. So when you go down to the 5-hour, you can kind of see the structure. So this is the money maker right here. That I'm gonna kind of show y'all right here. So this is the money maker, and I'm gonna kind of point it out to you. So you can see this candle, these two candles. Hold on, let me draw this. These two candles right here. So they're basically a green and a green and a black candle, which means that, so remember, this is a massive uptrend, right? So think about it. Since May 17th, price went from 129,500 all the way up to 139. So that's 10,000 pips. So you got a zone, you got basically a black candle and a red candle showing rejection off of 139,500. So you can see that here it's rejection off 139,500. Then you got the same setup again, right? You got a black and a red candle right next to it. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So basically you got 4 candles side by side that's rejecting 139,500. But the setup you're gonna look for is you're gonna look for 3 higher highs, which are gonna confirm looking for sales. So you got you got a high here, black and red candle, which created a zone. You got a mini zone here, right? A green and a black candle that created a zone of rejection. And then you got a third one right here. So if you guys see that in this group, and I'm gonna actually basically just take this out so it's not too confusing. So you can kind of see it. It'll be easier. Let me just take this one off. So if you notice where I got the arrows, you got a set of green and black candles, 1 green and black, 1 green and black, 1 green and black, right? So that's 3. So with that, that's basically three higher highs, which means that you're gonna look for sales. That's the key indicator for sales, because price put in 3 higher highs, right? So, and then on top of that, you had a massive uptrend of 10,000 pips. So price has to retest the downside before, even if they want to push it higher, they push it up for 10,000 pips. So the market's going to have to kind of get more buyers. All this means when you get to 3 is that there's no buyers at these areas, right? So you're looking for sales. So after the third candle, after the third confirmation, which is you got black, red, black, red, black, red down here, you're going to get in. Somebody else is trying to get in. Hold on. Oh, that's Siobhan right there. Hold on for a second. Siobhan, what's up? Siobhan, you get me?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? So yeah, we just going over, basically, I'm looking, today's only gonna be talking about when to take sales.
Right.
So, yeah, so this is basically when to take sales. So I'm giving confirmation, this is on a higher time frame. You're gonna look for 3 basically higher highs. So you got a high here, a low here. So you're gonna look for the setup, black and red, black and red, black and red. So that's three lower highs. So, and look, crazy part about it, you had an easy buy just off of this candle alone. When you got the 3 highs or the 3 lower highs, you'd be looking for sales, either rejection off of 138, or if the candle doesn't come all the way back up to 138, like you could have took a sell right away. Right away when this candle opened at 10 o'clock. This was a night trade basically, but you'll see what happens. So this trade, you would have got in at 130, 137, 658, because that's where that candle opened. You could have took a sell right away, right? And you could have rolled it down. So if you rolled this sell down, look how long it went from 137, 658 all the way down to 133. So that's 3,000 pips.
Wow.
So it would be oh, you're not gonna tune in? Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, so you would have had an easy trade set up, but we're gonna go down to a lower time frame, right? So to make it easier. So let's go down to the 4 hour. Let's see what we see on the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, you can see it. Let me add the 14 EMA because it's gonna match up with the 14 EMA. So this is what I wanted to show y'all, right? So remember before we talked about the 14 EMA, the 14 exponential moving average. So if you put the 14 EMA on the line or on the chart and you got your 3 rejections, notice where the EMA gives you confirmation for a sell, right? Right after, see how this black candle on the 3rd rejection touched the EMA? It touched the little EMA line, the blue line, and it closed below it. So that's telling you that the market's gonna drop. And if you notice, look at the EMA, the market never crossed back above that blue line at all until June 15th. The trade was dropping from June 8th. So you could have picked up, it went all the way down to 134. So you would have picked up almost 4,000 pips on that trade. Easy trade. So the confirmation is going to be 3 lower highs. So you got 1 rejection, 2 rejection here, and then the 3rd rejection, you're going to take sell, right? So what you want to do is you want to wait for the retest. So if it's going to retest, we'll go down to the 30-minute chart and pull it up on a 30-minute chart. This is it right here, so you guys can see it. Hold on, yeah. So you can see it really clear on the 30-minute chart. You see how clear it is on the 30-minute chart? You got 1 rejection right here, right? It basically rejected 139,500. Then you got the next rejection right here, right? Lower high. And then you got a 3rd rejection. All you're gonna do is you're gonna wait for a 3rd rejection that's gonna confirm that it's time for sell. This 3rd rejection, red and black, confirmed that it was time for sell. Notice how no other candle rejected this area right here. So if you notice, if you draw a zone across, no area, they tried to fake out right here. This was during the London session. At 3:30 in the morning, they had a candle that came up acting like they were gonna break it, but honestly, you would have took more sells. If you were already in sales, you would have took more sells because you already got strong confirmation. If you draw a trend line from this candle up here that started the trend, and remember you need 2 touches. So if you do 2 touches here, that was a guaranteed trade. All you're looking at is market structure. The way you guys are gonna make a lot of money is market structure. You're gonna look for three higher lows. I'm sorry, 3 lower highs, and then for sells, you're gonna look for the opposite. 3 higher lows. So, but we'll talk about that on the next webinar. This is only gonna be about sales. So if you would have took that trade here, like I said, you could have held it all the way down almost to 136. So you're talking like 4,000 pips. So a $1 lot would have made you $4,000 just off of that trade. And all you're doing is looking at market structure. And you guys are going to see it happens over and over again in the market. So look, I'll show you guys again, right? So this is a different day. This is May 19th. Let me take this off. This thing is like tripping. So, all right. From the trend line on May 17th, you got an uptrend. Same thing, right? So I go here and I point it out. And you know what would be easier? It might be easier for me to show you like this. So if I go here and I draw my zone, because right, this is a little zone, right? It's a black and red candle, same setup, right? So you know that you're looking for 3 rejections, same pattern. You got one right here, black and red, or I'm sorry, green and red rejection, right? Off of 132,500. You got another one here. And then you got a third one. The funny thing is on this one, like you could take the strongest rejection, whatever, but it would be right here, right? And notice how, yeah, but you're gonna take it from here. So notice how from the first rejection, you draw a trend line across and it never came close to coming back, right? It never crossed the trend line again. Notice how, and the crazy thing is on this particular example, notice how over here, these 2 candles respected the trend line, which is the 4th touch, basically, right? And then it's down. So they're all lower highs. You got a high here of 132,469. The next one's 132,405. You got the next one here, 132,221, and then 132,183. They're all, each high is lower than the previous high, right? So that's giving you confirmation that you're gonna take sell. Normally the action is gonna happen on this particular trade. This is a 30-minute chart. Your confirmation would have came at 9:30. So you would have actually took a sell off 132 even. Your sell, notice the red line, right? 132. Your stop loss would have been right above this previous candle, less than 200 pips. And this trade alone, this one trade would have got you, if you held it to 12:30, 3 hours, you would have picked up 500 pips on that trade. You could have shorted it down to 131,500, so 500 pips. If you held it a little bit longer, which, I mean, shoulda, woulda, you know what I mean? 700. But then the crazy part about it, remember, I'm trading now off the 12-hour chart, daily chart, whatever, right? If I see the trend is broken. So look, let's draw the trend line straight down from there. Let's draw the trend line straight down and see what happens, right? So what you do is, all you got to do is be patient. So, all right, you took a 500 pip trade, then the market came back up. It did the same pattern again. I'm telling you guys, this happens over and over. All you got to do is be patient and wait for the setup. So we're gonna do the same setup again, and you guys are gonna see that it works again, right? So look, you got green and black, green and black, green and black. You guys see that, right?
Yeah.
And they're all lower than the previous one. It's the same setup. And the crazy thing is on this one, you got 4 because you got another one here. Right off of in this particular one. But if you guys notice, right, your entry for the first sell would have been on this candle. When this candle opened, it opened at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You would have took this trade off 131,750. If you would have held it for 2 hours, you would have made about 350 pips on that one trade, right? It came back up and it did a test during the Asian session. So basically, you got the first trade, that was a London session trade or US session trade. Then at 8 o'clock at night, the US Asian session opened. You take the next trade, the sell would have been off 131,790, and look what happened. It came all the way down. If you would have held that trade from 8:30 at night to 2:30 in the morning, you would have had 1,000 pips. All because of the market structure. You can be confident on these trades because that's how the market runs. So if you had a dollar lot running, you would have made $1,000. If you had a $10 lot running, you would have made 10,000 because it was 1,000 pips. So and you would have you would have to hold the trade for 1, 2, 5 hours basically. You would have made $10,000 just off of that trade. So on the flip side of that, if you draw the trend line even longer, you draw it across, right? Because what happens is until the trend's broken, the trend line is valid, right? So it takes 2 touches. So what happens here? The market breaks out of the trend line later on, 8 o'clock at night on the 25th, comes up and taps 131.790, does a retest, and then goes higher, right? But we'll talk about that in the next. We'll talk about that in the next one. We're only looking at sells on this one. But I'll show you guys how it happens over and over again. Same thing here, right? Here we go again for sells. This was May 11th at 2:30 in the morning. If we draw our zone across, right, from the first rejection, you're gonna look for 3 rejections, lower, three setups, green and black, whatever. So, and by the way, you want it to come as close as it can to the even number, right? Because remember, we're still using our levels. The red line is 133 even. So this is the next one. And then you're gonna look right away for the next immediate lower high, which is right here. So that's 3. What happened to, oh, here it is. That's 3 right here. So that's telling you that you're gonna take a sell. But notice how many times you got more confirmation. Here's a 4th, right? And then here's a 5th. And then if you notice, the reason why what's gonna happen is you're gonna notice the time that you're taking these trades. If you're gonna trade during the agent session, you wanna trade at between 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock at night, right? Because that's when the volume comes into the market. So when the volume, notice what happened, right? So if you got in for a sell at 132.790, I got my cursor on the 8 o'clock candle, which is the highest volume time, the highest time where traders are taking trades during the agent session. This candle alone dropped from 132.681 down to 132.340. So if you would have held this trade for 30 minutes, you would have picked up 300 pips. Easy trade. Could have been done. You know, $1 lot, $300, $10 lot, 3,000, right? 30 minutes. Oh, yeah, I'll tell you. It's your position size. So if you trade a $1 lot, you need $400 in your account to trade a $1 lot. So if you open up a $1 lot on that particular trade, you would have made $300 just off of this candle right here, just off of this one candle. Yes, you're taking sells. We're only talking about taking sells right now. No buys. So 1, 2, 3 confirmation for sells. So do you guys see what I'm saying? Does it make sense so far?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure, and then I can answer. You know what I mean? I'm gonna post this. I'm telling you guys right now. Out of all the webinars, you're gonna look at obviously the levels. We know the levels, right? But the thing is, the price action and the market structure. This is market structure, right? This is what's gonna make you guys money. Look, another one right here. Notice right here, right? This is April 30th. All I'm doing is going back and looking at the same pattern to show you guys how often it happens. So if you miss a trade, you don't have to worry. It's gonna come again, right? So you got the same setup right here. So I'm gonna draw my little rectangle because that's a zone. So remember, all right, say you start looking at your chart, right? This is at 1500 hours. So that's 12, that's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, right? On whatever day April 30th was. In order for you to look for buys and you just turn on your chart, price has to go above 135,500. You see the black line above is 135,500, right? So if you don't get that, you're looking for sells with market confirmation, which is the same pattern I've been telling you guys about, right? Look, you got black and red. You got black and red right here. And then you got black and red right here, right? Same setup. So you're looking for sells. The market's telling you that it put in 3 lower highs. It's time to look for sells. Notice right here, price jumped in the London US session from 133,500 all the way up to 135,500, 2,000 pip trade. So they're telling you that they're going to drop it now, right? So your entry candle would be on the next candle, which is right here. Let me do it the opposite way so you guys know. You would have got in at the open of this candle, right? And this candle opened at 8:30. Remember what I was telling you? You're going to take trades anywhere at night between typically 8 o'clock to maybe 10 o'clock. US session is going to be between 8 o'clock and 11. And the London session is going to be from like 3 to 5, right? So notice what they did. You would have got in on this candle So your entry would have been at 134,863. And let me put a little line there so you guys will know like where it was. 134,863. So it would have been like 863, somewhere around here, right? You would have been in the sell. Notice what happened. Price dropped like crazy, right? If you could have held that trade all night and you would have picked up 1,200 pips, because at 8 o'clock in the morning, it tapped 133,500. That's a 1,200 pip trade, right? Now, if you held it, you could have held it because look, the next night it dropped basically another 1,000 pips. So that was a 2,000 pip trade. Just reading that market confirmation, 3 lower highs, right? It's time for a sell. 2,000 pips. So I'm just showing you guys how it happens like over and over. So you don't have to. And then like I said, on one coming up, I'll show you guys when to take buys. The other thing I was gonna tell you guys is that basically what happens is, look, same setup again, right? So you got a zone right here, price tap 135,500, right? In order to go higher, it has to go above 135,500. So that's one tap of the area. This thing is like pissing me off. Right here, you got 1. You got 2. Right here, right? Black and red, black and red. You're gonna look for the third, black and green. But technically, if you don't adjust your chart, your black candle, my black candle is gonna be red for you because that's a red candle. So you would have to adjust your chart to match it like this, right? Then you got the next one, green and black. So 3 confirmations for a sell, right? Now notice what I was telling you. You're gonna want further confirmation. If you want further confirmation, it's the EMA. So the 14 EMA is also gonna be respected. Notice how price never, after the 3 drops, right? The 3 arrows, notice how it closed below the blue line and it never popped back up above the blue line, right? So you would have got in, your entry candle on this particular sell would have been on this candle. It doesn't matter if it's green, right? All it is a fake out. You got confirmation that you got 3 lower highs. You're gonna put your buy in right at the close of this, or sell in right at the close of this candle. Opening this candle that I got my arrow on, which would have been on this particular trade, looks like 11:30, and you would have held this trade and well into at least until the London session. But you would have got in basically at 135,228. You could have closed the trade out at 131,700, right? Roughly. So let's do the math on that one. So that's 135,228 minus 133,700, 1,500 pips. So what I'm doing, if you guys notice, right? So you're basically waiting for the confirmation, and then you're gonna take the trade, right? This is gonna give you easily at least 500 pips. If you guys follow this, you can get 500 pips per trade easily. You just gotta hold it. You gotta be comfortable holding. So what I'm doing, and I'll switch it now and I go to the higher time frame. The stronger trades are also gonna happen on the higher time frame. So this is the 12-hour chart. Remember the one I showed you guys was the 30-minute chart, right? And 5-hour chart. So this is the longer time frame. This is a 12-hour chart, right? So notice, I'm gonna show you guys the same setup on the higher time frame and why you can be confident to hold for a long time. So notice, let me try to take some of these off so you guys don't get confused with all these arrows. So I got a lot on here. All right, so just focus on this section up here, right? Don't look at those other arrows. So, all right, we're gonna do the same exact thing, right? we're going to look for a zone. This is a strong uptrend that formed from May 29th all the way up. We're going to draw a zone the same way we did on lower time frame. So keep in mind, this is a 12-hour chart, right? We're going to draw a zone across from here, right? And then we're going to do the same thing. You got one green and black setup, right? You got another green and black setup right here, right? And then we're going to look for a third. If we get a third, we know that we're looking for sells. So, and what I'll tell you, remember I was telling you, you want to, on the higher time frame too, you're going to look as close as you can to the even number, because they're going to always push it a little bit harder than they will on a lower time frame. So if you notice right here, you got 3 lower highs, right? You got a green, black, green, black, green, black. And then it's also closing back below the EMA, which tells you that it was a retest and it rejected the EMA. You're going to take a trade on the next candle. So your trade for a sell would have actually been on this doji candle. Doesn't matter if it was a doji or not. It's still a sell because you already got confirmation, right? So what you probably want to do is you want to wait for a retest. You know, you want it to push up a little bit. If it'll touch the EMA, you want to get in right on the EMA, but if not, that's fine. This one, you could have had it. What I'll tell you guys, that typically it would never retest more than 200 pips. If it already rejected the even number, typically it's not going to go up more than 200 pips on the next trade. So you can kind of wait. If you're looking at a 12-hour, it's going to try to go up about 200 pips, then it's going to drop. The high on this candle was actually 135.228. So your trade, if you'd have got in around 200, let me mark it so you guys can see it on here, so you kind of know like what roughly where you would have got in at. You would have got in pretty much right where this line is, that little mini line that I drew. And then you would have held the trade. What happens? Your entry is here, 135.200. The exit is at 132. Right? So that's like 3,200 pips on that trade. Now here's the thing. You would have held that trade for you would have been in that trade for 3 days, but you would have picked up 3,200 pips. But it's the same market structure. It's the same thing. Right? So here's the thing, right? How do you know currently? This is the current market right here, right? This is where we're at, because this candle, look what we got. We got one, I don't want to do that. I'll put that candle back. Same setup again, right? You got green and black, right? So now at this point, you're waiting. You're waiting for price to bounce back up here and do a green and black, but it's going to be lower than this area right here. And if so, you know that you got another sell, price is going to drop. You just have to be patient and wait because it's a 12-hour chart. But price should come somewhere down here, right up, maybe up to the trend line and retest it. And then it'll do a green candle. And then if the next candle closes after that black, price is going to drop. Because all it's doing is confirming the confirmation. You guys understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's an easy setup. Look, you can even go down to the 5-minute chart. But what I'll tell you, don't start with the 5-minute chart because price is going to move a lot faster. And there's so many candles that you're going to get confused. But I'll show you even real quick how it works on a 5-minute chart. It just does it twice as fast. So you have to be ready to move. You got one right here, right? So if I draw the arrow, green and black, green and black, green and black, boom, 3 confirms a sell. You're going to take a sell off 135,500, right? Notice this trade, 500 pips. If you'd have got out at 133 even, you picked up 500 pips. Easy. Same exact setup. Same exact setup, right? This happens, and I'm telling you, this happens every day. The only time it's not going to, and actually the crazy thing is it'll happen even if the market's consolidating, which means that it's moving sideways. So which is like right here, right? This is consolidation right here in this little area. Because see how price pretty much it moved, but you still can do the same setup. It's just not as big of a drop because you got green and black, and then green and black. And then if you would have held it, your win weight on this wouldn't have been that great because price pretty much stayed in the same range. So that's why you know what I mean? However, if you took it off the major level, which would have been green and black, and then you waited for it to tap 133,500 and took the sell, you would have picked up 200 pips. So you guys want me to throw another one on because we're gonna run out of time. You want to do another one so I can show you guys some more?
Yeah, man.
All right. So yeah, I'll send out the invite. Just be a second.
All right.
All right. Yeah.